What do you think's going to happen with conventions when they do start? What will be different?
Mm.
What do you? I've
Ooh,
had to think about this, especially
well,
the redhead here who won some.
Man, because we've been talking about it because we were trying to figure out what we're gonna do, and well, obviously nothing's set in stone. I know that, and this is something we've talked about because I think the convention scene as a whole had really kind of hit a fever pitch anyway. There was maybe a little too many conventions happening anyway, and
Over
so I think
950 a year.
like no big deal, make it 1,000. I think that we kind of were talking about, we obviously everyone wants to get bigger and bigger and bigger, but we've always prided ourselves in being a smaller show. And so I think we were kind of talking about not being smaller, not downscaling, but just maybe not growing more. Like maybe we stay smaller, like maybe we don't try to reach 20,000, maybe we're like, cool, like 5,000, 6,000 people in a weekend is great. I think that a lot of places are going to have to check themselves on that because it's a numbers game for a lot of conventions, and that's fair. Like it's the profitability, it's the, how many tickets you sell. But right now, I think even when things go back to whatever normal is going to look like, it's not going to be the same. And people who are still going to conventions right now are like, oh, it'll be fine. It's just con crud. No, man, like the shows like us where we care about who comes to our show and we care about the health and the wellness and the safety of anyone who buys a ticket. Like we're gonna have to really look at numbers, and it's just gonna have to be how it is. And I think since we're a smaller show, it's not going to be as big of a gut punch to us. Like we kind of have thought about this prior to COVID anyway. Like at some point you're either gonna like keep growing or you're just be like, hey, like I'm cool with just being at a plateau. And so we've steadily grown, and I think either you're just gonna have to accept the fate that you're gonna have to take some lower numbers for a while. Because even the people who are wildly accepting of taking that chance right now, that's not the majority of con goers right now. And so the rest of us, even if it's like, hey, you have to wear a mask to come at our convention, we're doing temperature checks, we're going to keep the panel rooms smaller. Like there's all of these things that we can do to try to encourage safety, but we can't ensure safety. And so I think that everyone, even though 2020 was such a hit on pocketbooks and stuff, it's gonna leak into the next few years because cons are just gonna have to be smaller.
To piggyback on that, not only are they going to start off smaller, I do have the hope that they're going to start off better. There is a lot of attrition that we're going to see within the Comic-Con culture that, due to the regularity of events happening, we never could address it in a real sufficient way. But because we've had this forced pause in the industry, when we come back, we will have those people like you're saying, DeNae, like that's very smart of saying, no, I'm fine with just being this level. And holding that position, which is not something that most cons were even thinking about in that capacity. It was always, how can I get bigger? How can I get bigger? How can I get bigger? So there will be this thought process of how do I get better as a convention? That will be a way deeper conversation point moving forward. I think that's going to be how so many people have to move forward if they're going to survive what this next year will bring about, because it's already, eroded away some of the ones that were just the flash in the pan here for the profit. Those guys are already going to be pushed to the edge. And as we get more and more into, the difficulties financially of hosting a con, the security safety measures of hosting a con, we're going to see people that figure out ways that are going to do things better than they've ever done it before. And it will create maybe a smaller market, but a more attuned market to, cater to the fans that are out there, both on the attendee level, the vendor level, celeb level, all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because my wife and I, we're talking constantly about, when do you think cons are going to come back? I mean, when do you think they're really going to be back?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when are we going to see the first major convention? We'll see, but as far as like what I've seen from some shows that I've actually gone off, like on YouTube, a friend of our acquaintance of ours, he goes around and he does like little shows here and there, and he does some bigger shows too, but he did a video where he had his drone going over the top of the convention. You could see the crowd outside, the people on the inside, and you could see Like there was like every so many feet, there was hand sanitizer, like one of those stands where you just put your hand underneath it. Now comes a hand sanitizer. Everyone had a mask on except for the celebrities for some reason. And then maybe they had the secret sauce before we did. I don't know. And then it's like you see a limited amount of patrons there, and it just makes me think when the shows do come back. To your point, Victor, I feel like the hardcore, the passionate people, the people that would come regardless whether the show was like, 100 people or 100,000 people. Yeah. Those are the people that are going to be there. But the casual fans are going to be the ones maybe harder to bring back.
Right.
Although the one thing he did point out to me was, even though there were very few people at this show, they only had like 25% capacity. That's all they allowed it at any one time. Mm-hmm. He said people were making sometimes even more money than they were previously when the place was packed.
Yep.
So it's really, I'm hoping that when shows restart, it's going to veer more towards people are like just so wanting to be part of something again and be part of this in particular again, that they're going to go whole hog into it. You know what I mean?
That's that true fan
mentality. Yeah. That's that instead of, I want 1 million people to love my stuff. Give me 1,000 people that are dedicated to spend $100 on me every year. That's that whole, that's that concept. Like, give me just that 1,000 and I'll be good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, true fans, where can people find you online or wherever you're willing for them to stalk you?
When you put it that way, I'm considering what I'm gonna list off.
Let's stick with online.
Okay. Well, my convention, Lubbock-Con, is on Facebook and Instagram. I don't know. These quarantine bangs are doing the thing here. Sorry. I looked over and I was like, wow, I'm looking. Anyway, Lubbock-Con, we're on Facebook, Instagram, just lubbockcon.com. And then I go by the Big Bad Mama Wolf online. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're just like addicted to TikTok right now, you can check us out there. But Lubbock-Con, we don't have a set date, but please follow us and then, encourage the nerd fam to stay strong.
Nice.
You can find me on Facebook, Jaime Coker Creations LLC. You can find me on Instagram, Jamie.Coker_artist. I also have my website, JamieCokerCreations.com. I'm posting stuff daily. Drawing all kinds of weird stuff, cool stuff, but weird. And I just love to interact with people. So you can send me messages, ask me questions. I'm all about it.
You can find me at Vantage In-House on all forms of social media. VantageInhouse.com is my publishing imprint. You can check out sellmytees.com/geeking to get some of these cool geeking brand shirts.
Nice.
I'm always about the branding. Every week, you can find me on YouTube at comictown.tv with the show Black, White, and Red All Over. We're reviewing weekly comics. Spoiler free, though. We don't ruin anything for anybody. Every now and again, you can find me on Hall of Justice podcast, wherever podcasts are. And more regularly, you can find me through Wizard World on their Facebook, their Twitch, and their YouTube channel as one of their regular moderators for select panels and all that stuff. There is a big announcement. I am the new editor-in-chief of the new Wizard magazine.
Whoa!
We're bringing it back. It's a digital format first, but we should have that first issue out, ideally speaking, within the next 2 weeks. So that is going to be another place that you can find me and hopefully find content for all of you guys in the near future.
I want to write.
Awesome.
Done. Say less. Say less.
All right.
Oh my God, dude. I used to have every issue of that magazine.
Right?
Yes. Every one.
Well, that's cool. So Wizard starts as a magazine, turns into conventions,
Comes back.
and it's that.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. Well, with the resurrection of the Wizard magazine, thank you all for joining us. Peace out. Stay nerdy. It's still recording just in case you accidentally say something brilliant at the last second.
Dang it.
Nothing
I
wrong
gotta
with
think
that.
of something.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, there's times when some of the best conversations with what's going on, like before everybody's ready to start. I was recording
Always
Todd
happens.
McFarlane